Hello, my name is Eliza and I'm here today introducing my new channel. It's called Get Well Naturally with Eliza, and I've named it that because I'm still trying to improve my health in different ways. It's an ongoing process. There is no perfect health in this world, so I'm inviting all of you beautiful people to get well naturally alongside me, because we live in an imperfect world. We have imperfect bodies, and it's just difficult to sometimes practice what we preach and walk the talk, even if we know lots of things about health. But it shouldn't stop us from trying, should it? So first of all, I want to give you my disclaimer, which is the information in this channel is intended solely for the health awareness and information purposes. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, or as circumstances will vary from person to person. The suggestions and materials and information in this channel is not intended to substitute for professional medical advice. Now, that having been said, a bit about my background. I am a qualified psychiatric or mental health nurse. I did my training qualified back in 2002. My background, therefore, is in physiology and biology, but I decided to quit the medical field and go into alternatives, and this is due to my own disappointment in the medical arena in general. I cured my illness through alternative medicine, so I wanted to pursue a career in that field. So I trained as a masseuse, which I work at currently. To get this career started, I did that training. My plan was to do massage and then to build on that and do other courses in nutritional health care, in acupuncture, reflexology, those kind of therapies. So although I'm practicing as a holistic masseuse at the moment, people often ask me, what does holistic masseuse entail? What is a holistic masseuse? So let me share that with you. I learned massage in Ireland whilst I was living there for a few years. I had amazing teachers. My main teacher was a man called Aubrey Gowing, great masseuse, excellent geezer. And he ran this college called Holistic College Dublin with his sister. And they trained us together. They're a great set of teachers. So Aubrey himself, he travelled around the world and he trained in various countries in the various techniques. And so he put all those techniques that he'd learned together to create his own unique holistic training program. So this is combined with Swedish massage, which is what I technically do, is Swedish massage using the Swedish massage techniques, but he incorporated these other areas from these different countries that he trained in. So the end result is an amazing massage, basically. This is holistic massage. Basically, it's coming from different angles, different techniques to create this package for a person. So you can, if a person has a specific problem, you can give them a little bit of this massage, a little bit of that massage to treat that person holistically. So it's basically individualized and specific rather than a one-size-fits-all type treatment. So how do I apply that to health? I'll give you some examples. I'm sure you've come across different alternative health options, like perhaps homeopathy or cranial sacral therapy, or I don't know, different types of natural treatment, fasting, detoxing. But to give you some specific examples, I've known of a doctor, I think it's an Italian doctor, who treats his patients who have cancer using only bicarbonate of soda. And he's had a lot of success with that. A different example would be going raw, vegan, to treat cancer. Or I watched a video on TikTok the other day, and it was a lady who had cured her thyroid problem, diagnosed thyroid condition, through doing a 30-day water fast. Extreme. There are so many options out there. So people often wonder, like I did, where do I start? It's so confusing. What should I try? Should I try this? Should I do a water fast? Should I do a detox? Should I go vegan? This was my dilemma when I got started in alternative health. So I kind of just went along with what I heard about. But my goal is to talk about the different options that are available and offer a tailored approach to each individual or a specific illness. So my personal opinion is that our psychological trauma are key in getting to the root cause of our illnesses. But some people are not willing or able to go there. So that's okay. We're all different and we have different limitations or different wants or needs. So these people may want to have a more symptoms treatment type of approach. So using diet or herbs or, different techniques to treat their conditions. It's a bit like conventional medicine, when you go to the doctors and get a prescription for a specific illness, some people want to have that, and that's okay. But there are different options out there. So my goal is to put the treatments specifically for that person or their condition together and give them that as a tailored approach. So, that being said, my history of decline into unwellness started when I was 19. I was diagnosed eventually, it took a long time for them to diagnose me, with this autoimmune disease called vagus granulomatosis. Now it's called something else, I forget. Long name. Vagus granulomatosis. It basically affects your kidneys or your lungs or both, and it can also affect other organs. But it's lethal, so if you don't get treatment for it, you will go into kidney failure and die of that. So it's not a bit bleak, really. But they gave me whacking doses of steroids, high doses of steroid medication, and also oral chemotherapy treatment. I didn't know it was chemotherapy treatment at the time. I wasn't told that, or maybe I was and I wasn't really aware of it. I don't have any recollection of being told. Little pink tablets that they gave me were cyclophosphamide equal to chemotherapy, oral medication. I got well slowly, but then I went on to have a side effect to the medication. I don't believe it was only that, but I discussed that in a different video on German New Medicine as to why I suffered from an episode of psychotic illness. The doctors told me that it was a rare side effect to steroid medication, that you can experience mania. I was on a locked psychiatric ward for about 3 months, I think, and then I also got side effects related to those drugs. I got all the side effects to all the medication. I'm a very sensitive type person. Actually, black people have more sensitivity to drugs than white people do, or Caucasian people do. So I'll talk about that in a separate video as well. But basically, how I got started with alternative therapies was I was on these medication. Actually, this was after my relapse. They didn't give me steroids again, surprisingly. Don't want her to go manic on us. So they gave me what they call immunosuppressant medication. And I was on these tablets, big thick tablets I had to swallow every day. And I eventually had to give up my job because I got nerve damage in my left ear, which kept popping and going really loud in my head. And it would give me dizziness and extreme lethargy and popping, ear pain and awful headaches. And I would just have to lie flat. If I laid flat, then it's as if my body would correct itself, my ear would correct itself, and the dizziness would slowly go away and the vertigo would go away. But I basically became like an old lady. And I was just lying at home. We lived in a tiny little house in London, and it was just awful. It was depressing. I was gaining weight, and it was just not a very nice way to live. So a little friend of mine called Jacqueline, thank you, Jacqueline, she came up to me and she said, "Oh, Eliza, I know of this thing called oxygen therapy. Maybe you want to try this for your illness. Maybe you can feel better." She was so sweet, but I just remember looking at her and thinking, "No, you're right, thanks, darling." I don't believe in that hocus pocus. I don't believe in that. I didn't have any awareness of physical illnesses that could be treated with alternative medicines. So I was like, "Yeah, you're okay. You don't need to sell me stuff, darling." But little did I know that I would soon spend every single penny that I had on these options to try to get well. Because if you don't have your health, what do you have? You don't have anything. You can't get out of bed. You can't have a life. So that started me off anyway. I moved to Hull with my ex-husband, and he had a friend called James. Thank you, James. He introduced me to his friend called Mary, who was a homeopath. And I went in, I booked in to see Mary. I was still very skeptical at this point. I didn't really want to go and see anybody for this. I didn't believe in it. And so I went to see her, and she said it was like an onion. You have an onion and you're slowly peeling off the layers of illness off this onion. You peel off one layer and then another layer. She says, you have a lot of layers and you're really unwell and it's going to take time. So she started treating me with homeopathy, and then she said, oh, I found someone else who can treat you and she can help you faster than I can. She was very honest. She was a lovely lady, Mary Booker, wonderful person. I think she practices German New Medicine now because she sent me on to a German New Medicine practitioner. And yes, so it carried on that way. I won't go into the whole health journey. Look at my health story. You can listen all about my health journey in that series. So that'll be the next video, one of the next videos after this one. So anyway, I believe that there are different routes to getting healthy. And some treat the symptoms and some treat the root cause, which is individual and it's a choice. But I would like to help people to find the right one for them, so they don't have to try every single different one like I did. I tried so many different options, and in the end, it's a bit of a minefield, like which one do you try first? So that's what I'm here for, to help people to do that. So yes, that's my health journey. You can look at that series if you want to check out what I tried and what my journey was, how I got well. But I also am going to focus on doing other videos on specific illnesses. So if anyone has an illness that they're struggling with and they want to know what is good for this specific illness, then please just contact me. I'll happily do a video on that illness and the treatments that I would suggest for that specific illness. And yes, I'm just happy to oblige with that. So feel free to email in the link below, send me a message. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram as well with the same name, Get Well Naturally with Eliza. Also, feel free to contact me directly. Yes, as I said, my email is in the link below. I'm also doing free consultations at the moment due to not being able to work very much as a masseuse at the moment due to Corona. But I'm doing these free consultations to help people on their way. So you can reach out to me. I'm happy to spend some time with you. We can have a phone call, have a chat, and we can work something out for you, specific to you. So yes, my health journey, here or here, Instagram, here. And I will see you in the next video. Stay healthy, everybody. Bye for now.